In this DIY, we're going to show you how to install a simple slimline water tank. It's ideal for those enclosed locations where space is limited. The nice thing about a slimline tank, it's only about 750 mils wide, so it's perfect to still allow you access to get around to your courtyard areas. I've got a strong, sturdy base here, so you need a strong, firm foundation. This is already done for me, so I haven't got to worry about putting down a concrete slab. If you do need to put down a concrete slab, check out our existing clip. So here's everything that you need. I've got a rainwater tank to capture that rainwater and hold that water. It's a 750 litre tank, slimline, close against the wall. I've got a leaf eater, and what that does is that diverts the leaves away from the water that you're collecting. I've also got a first flush system, and that diverts the first few millimeters of rainfall from the roof. Therefore, you're collecting much cleaner water. We've got some 110mm pipe. We've got a 110mm elbow. We have 50mm PVC pipe and some elbows. Obviously, I'm going to use some PVC weld to join those plastic pipes and fittings together. That will be used for my overflow. So when the tank is full and it's still raining, we can divert that water down through to the drain or to an area where it can drain away and not pool. We're going to be using a 0.37 kilowatt water pump. On the outlet of the pump, I'm making use of a ball valve and some reducer fittings so that I can easily connect my garden hose to this pump as I use it. The pump activates as you open and close the tap, and it also has a built-in run dry protection, so you haven't got to worry about burning out the pump when the water level drops too low. At the bottom of the tank, we're going to be using the tank to pump connector kit. Everything is in this box that you need to connect your tank through to your pump. As for the tools that we're going to be using, we've got a hacksaw, we've got some water pump pliers, tape measure and a pencil, hammer and a screwdriver. I have some nail and anchors. I'm going to be drilling into this brickwork, so I will be using a masonry bit with the drill set to the hammer function. I'm going to be using a 111mm hole saw to make a hole in the top of the tank lid, which is ideally suited for the 110mm pipe. Before I start cutting into my pipe, I'm going to assemble the first flush system and the leaf catcher on top. Once that's assembled, I can hold that up into position and know exactly where I need to mark to cut the pipe. You can check out the other clip where I've given you detailed instructions of how to assemble this, or if all else fails, follow the instructions. When cutting PVC pipe with a hacksaw, take it slow and easy to prevent that blade from wandering and remaining with a straight, clean cut. Apply PVC weld between the mating surfaces. Remember, with PVC weld, that bond occurs quickly. You don't have much time to move it back and forth once you join those two pieces together. Our leaf eater is going to sit on top of the first flush system. I need to make a 110mm collar for this to sit between these two surfaces. There's my first flush and leaf eater assembled. This is our pre-filtration of our rainwater before it goes into the tank. I'm going to hold it up into position, mark the height that I need to cut off the pipe, making sure there's enough fall from the outlet of the first flush through to the tank. And that's more than enough fall. I've got at least a 300 fall, which is sufficient. I've got enough space to remove my lid. That's perfect for me. I'm happy with that. So that's the top of the leaf catcher. So we're going to cut round about here. My pre-filtration is in. I now need to work out my pipe work, directing from the pre-filter all the way down through into my tank. There's my elbow. Let's put that in the middle position, and I'm just going to measure the length of pipe from there to there that I need. Cut that pipe to size, assemble it, and you're also going to need a slight downspout going into the top of the lid, and that's where you're going to use your hole saw to make that clearance hole. When using a large hole saw, it does have a tendency to bite and kick that drill backwards. So a good idea is to actually put it into position and make use of these little ears and these lugs here to hold it firmly in place whilst you drill the hole. When you are fitting your 110mm pipe to the elbows, it's very difficult to get them in because of the rubber sealing ring around the edge here. The best thing to do is just put some washing up liquid on that edge, it lubricates it up, and it allows you to push it in a little bit easier. You may struggle a little bit, but persevere, you will get it in. My pre-filter is in. I've connected the pipework all the way through into my tank. I'm now collecting rainwater as soon as it rains. The next step that I need to do is connect up the pump and the overflow. I've got my full kit here to join my tank through to my pump. It's got all the instructions on the front. You can just follow that process. Make sure you do use the thread tape that they supply between every mating thread. These fittings are very easy to assemble to a pipe. It's just a push fit. Once your suction line is complete, screw it into the tank and line up your pump. Mark out the mounting holes and drill using the masonry bit. Secure the motor using some nail-in anchors. That's it, pump is connected and mounted firmly to the ground. I now need to connect my overflow and then I'm done. When marking out the position to cut, make sure you always choose the upper edge of the shoulder and not the bottom edge of the fitting. Remember, it's still got to slide up into the fitting. My overflow is in and it's been rediverted back to the original waste where the downpipe was going to. The DIY is complete, a Slimline tank full installation. It couldn't be any easier than that. It's the perfect tank suitable for confined areas and a courtyard just like this. And if you enjoyed this DIY, found it useful, like it, share it. You can also subscribe to our Builders Fan YouTube channel where there's a range of DIYs and product reviews for you to check out.